So still having to deal with quite a lot of resistance here. I'm wondering if we want to try and go to military governor. Although that would reduce the compliance in each of these territories. We actually have moderately okay compliance at the moment, so we probably shouldn't abuse them too much. It would just destroy the resistance even quicker. Nah, I don't think it's really worth it. Alright, how are we looking in Egypt? I mean, we're basically just holding the line here because nobody else is. And yeah, don't worry, Giraud. Reinforcements will never be arriving. Is the US in? Yes. Everyone's in the war. And the Allies are actually at war with the Soviets, while the Soviets are also fighting the Germans. So it's everyone against everyone. Allies versus the Germans versus the Soviets versus the Allies. Full circle. Oh, we have manpower. How long's it going to last? Quick, place your bets before it runs out. Oh, is it actually going to last? Oh, say it ain't so. It's still here. German Reich reintegrates Alsace-Lorraine. The German government has issued a legislation stipulating the reintegration of Alsace-Lorraine and Luxembourg into the German Reich. Mass drafting of our population has already begun. Oh, that's not good. That would be good. Improve worker conditions. It's actually a pretty big boost to stability. More stability means more production output. Although our factories are really inefficient, so it's not going to be a huge deal. Ireland and the United States are actually importing some of my steel now. That's good. And I don't think I need to import any more oil. So that's going to be giving us another civilian factory to help us build the military factories here in Tripoli. And then I think we'll just keep building them. It's going to be slow as hell because of all the infrastructure is bad. What does Germany's manpower look like? Germany has got between 1 and 2 million manpower, though they are also on service by requirement. The UK is still on extensive with 500k. United States is on limited with 1 million. Pride of the Soviet Union is on it's on service by requirement as well, though they do have about 10 million manpower. And Japan? Japan's on just under 1 million on limited. So Germany and the Soviets are both suffering quite a bit. So the damage that we did to Germany, it's coming back to haunt them. Although it wasn't without cost. Your armies can't reach their ultimate form with manpower. You obviously need to use the ghosts of the dead with which true armies are made. Well, the problem is that the resistance is just a constant drain on manpower. And it's significantly higher than it used to be. Like in the last year, we've lost 112,000 manpower to resistance. A country my size can't deal with that. So let's do this on a month-by-month basis, so I can see how it changes over time. 7.7. Is that going up or down? 7.6. 7.8. That's going up. 8.2. 8.7. 8.9. 8.6. 8.6. 8.6. 8.9. 9.1. Yeah, manpower loss is going up. Like, this is just a death spiral. I don't really see how I can recover from this. Like, resistance is going down, but is it going down notably? Actually, yes it is. It used to be well over 50%. So I guess I just need to basically just keep on stamping on them until the resistance is gone, and then begin pandering to them so that the compliance goes up and I can start recruiting their population. It's just in the meantime, fighting their resistance is costing me a hell of a lot more than actually fighting against the Germans. We are now getting positive manpower, which is nice. Sure. Don't know what that second item was. Oh, was it convoys? No, convoys are convoys. Oh, it might have been motorized. The thing that I'm really curious to see is how it changes when I get military police. 27 days and we can do that. And then what we might do is set up two separate templates. One template which is going to be for the already suppressed places, and then one which is just aggressive suppression, which is going to be armoured cars. And we'll see if we can start building some armoured cars to do some of the more aggressive suppression. Then both units are going to have military police, because it just seems like it's kind of required now. I don't know what resistance target means. It's not the same as resistance growth. I guess that resistance will try to grow to a certain point. So having a lower resistance target means that it will grow less, like it's the way that prestige works in EU4. So it will find, like if you have +1 prestige per year, it will actually try to grow to about 20-ish. Is resistance target in the state screen? These units are getting a support unit of some kind. What is that? It is the Mounties here. $651 M1 Garand, 59 MAS 38s. Oh, are they the guns that I produce? They may well be my guns. Yeah, okay. Solved. UK declared war on Iceland. Okie dokie. Then, let's see, what else do we need to do? I wonder if field hospitals will reduce the damage you take. Oh, upgrade our guns. Let's do that. 3 days until military police. So for the early game colonial powers, would you recommend putting your colonial units then, or should you wait until later on? So for early game colonial powers, would you recommend putting your colonial units... Putting out... How do you mean gold? Alright, military police, done. Call to arms against Iceland, sure. Upgrade the military police. Hey, Enigmatic Rose, thank you very much for the raid. I know you were playing this, but which nation were you playing earlier? Right, Mounties are now going to get military police. Alright, it doesn't actually tell us how much this is going to cost because they're garrison units. Then I think the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add one more unit of cavalry to the Mounties. Just to give them that much more suppression. Now, let's go and take a look at what that's going to cost. 458, so yes, they're getting even more efficient. The price has gone up slightly, but manpower-wise, these are now amongst the most efficient which don't have armor. Weren't Soviet Spain, ended up run over by the Germans, but the four-way civil war was great fun. Yeah, I intervened in the civil war as France, and then this happened. I mean, to be fair, we won the Civil War. The Republicans came out ahead, became a Soviet puppet. Then they went down the democratic path because I think of my involvement. Kicked the Soviets out, but they did it while they were in the war against Germany because they were Soviet puppets. When the Soviets got attacked by the Germans, they joined the war, then split from the Soviets as opposed to doing it before or after. But yeah, I'm playing as Free France. We've just taken a bunch of territories from Vichy, but I'm having huge problems with resistance. Like, we're reducing it, but it's costing us just ludicrous amounts. I just can't afford this kind of losses. In the last year, we've lost 122,000 manpower to resistance problems. And that's with all 3 of my spies on active suppression. That's with fairly decent Mountie units now with MPs in place. And using the secret police. Need armoured cars. I don't have the industry for that. My industry at the moment accounts for 6 military factories. And 6 civilian factories, of which I'm currently using 9 civies. 6 of which are being used to build stuff. Yeah, the Allies are slowly but surely being kicked out of Spain. And the Soviets... This is basically a stalemate over here. These two are just killing each other. But the interesting thing about this world is the Allies are at war with the Soviets, who are at war with the Allies, who are at war with the Soviets. Everyone's at war with everyone. It's a full circle. The Allies are at war with the Soviets and the Axis. The Axis are at war with the Soviets and the Allies, and the Soviets are at war with the Axis and the Allies. India's falling? India's falling. Yeah, because Japan's already won in China. And I'll bet that India's already out of manpower. Actually, no. Huh. But I'm busy holding on to the Nile because there's no Brits here. They don't care if they lose Suez, apparently. And somehow Italy did this, despite the fact they're completely blockaded by submarines. I think the British just completely yeah, see, there's almost no British soldiers actually fighting the Italians here. They've all just withdrawn. How am I getting so much air experience? I have no air force. Oh, it's probably the experience of being bombed. Yep, that's what it will be. Alright, so how low are we on everything? We have positive infantry equipment. Fantastic. Right then. Well, I guess we have a factory available To build armoured cars! Yes! They're needed to fight the Icelandic hordes. We still haven't even taken Iceland. Let's hope the Spain pocket's full so the Allies focus somewhere else. They're investing so much, I just don't see it happening. The thing that's going to cause problems is Germany running out of manpower, and they are quickly reaching that level. Oh, that's in the war against us. Now, how much of the Soviets lost against the Germans is what I want to know. $3.7 million. Germany has lost 3.5 million against the Soviets alone. So yeah, Germany is hurting for manpower. Our brutal defense of Norway has contributed to this fact. Service by requirement, they still have about 1.5 million manpower, I suspect. Can I please use my operatives for something more interesting than just suppression? Nope. We're basically just sitting here suppressing stuff, because there's not much else we can do. See you, Rose. Thanks for the road. Much appreciated. If the Allies are fighting the Comintern, that usually means the Axis wins. Right now, the Allies are taking fewer casualties. And the fact that we're fighting in Spain means that Germany is distracted. Meaning that the Soviets are having a slightly easier time against them. I'm still waiting for the Soviet-Japanese war to start. Because the loss of India is going to be painful. I actually think that this is going to mean a Japanese victory. Is Japan actually in the Axis? No, Greater East Asian Sphere. So there could somehow be an Axis-Japanese war as well. Catch us, oh, last man, I'm sorry. I've finally run out of land experience. I can't just push this one through. Well, I would say that we've done a pretty good job catching up in terms of land doctrine, seeing as we have 3 research slots, and we had the 75% penalty from the start. Well, until about 1940. I doubt I can see. Between 194 and 390 ships. So probably about 250? Britain's got 400. America's got 295. I have a mighty 20! And the Italians have 50. Does that mean they've sunk my subs? They've sunk my cruisers. The subs are still going, though. Just about. Surcouf's still going. We have a 1 cruiser submarine. Having some dockyards would be nice. Has Australia been invaded? No. Oh, New Guinea has, though. New Guinea has, but Indonesia hasn't. That's interesting. Little bit different from how it often goes. Right, how's the manpower losses? 96,000. Okay, manpower losses are definitely sinking. Good. How much of this DLC have I played so far? I played one game as the UK to 1942, and I played this one. And I did an observer game just for a couple of years to see what happened, and to get an idea of what Free France can do, before I said I wanted to play as Free France. I must admit I was not expecting to be spending this much time and this many resources on resistance. That's 126,000 manpower that Britain's got access to. I wish I could tap into this. Those manpower losses don't seem real. Yeah, well, don't forget that I just increased my manpower law from 5% to 10%. We are now on service by requirement. And a lot of that's going to be coming from the fact that we now own Corsica, which we didn't before. So, what do you think? Should we go Marines? Because what we could try to do is go mechanized Marines. And just annoy people by naval invasions. Will cavalry expert make your occupation forces work better? Doubtful. Political violence has been removed. Damn right. Alright, let's get level 3 MPs. So, apparently, military police, really important now. Armed Marines limited in numbers, yeah, but I'm never going to have a big army. Have to start the liberation somehow. Me with my 4 military factories. Yeah, I'm going to be a really big factor in the liberation. Anyway, I think I'm done with this game. It is getting really boring. So I'm going to call this stream here. We will play as somebody else. I'm not going to be around tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Europa Universalis 4 multiplayer commentated session. So if you wish to see some rather good Europa Universalis multiplayer stuff, then please do tune in tomorrow, 3 PM GMT. I will be uploading this series to YouTube. It's going to be 3 episodes tomorrow, 3 episodes on Monday, and I think 3 episodes on Tuesday. Yeah. It should be good. The next time I'll be streaming this will be on Monday. I'll be doing another full 8 hours, I think, so from 5 PM GMT until about 2 AM-ish. And we'll play as somebody else. I haven't quite decided yet. If you head over to my Discord, which you can find at this link here, then do hit me up if you have any ideas of who I should play as next. What would you like to see? And we'll probably end up doing a poll of some kind. If you want to see more of this type of content, you can head over to my YouTube, which you can find at youtube.com/MordredViking. And then finally, I do also have a Patreon, which you can find at this link here if you wish to support the channel further. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, remember, hit that follow button. Let's go find somebody to raid. Several people have raided me, so it only makes sense that we pay it forwards. See who else is streaming this. Bokun's the only other one that's doing it. He's currently doing multiplayer with the new DLC. I wonder who he's playing with. Because we are still under NDA. Sorry, not NDA, embargo. Don't know. Let's go raid Bokun. So head on over there. I'd like to see his chat lit up with the Viking raid, just like this. Thanks everyone for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Until then, goodbye.